Hi, welcome back. You're watching Your Stocks. Our two experts, Ruchit Jain of 5paisa.com and Shahina Mukadam, an independent market expert, are with us answering all our stock queries. So let's get to our next query, which comes in from Mumbai. Ketan Shah has written in to us. He says he has 100 shares of Shipping Corp bought at 116. Plus, he has 100 shares of Ambuja Cements bought at 545 and 50 shares of Tube Investment at 2680. Now he wants to know what is the future prospects of his three-stock portfolio and what is the recommendation for him. Ruchit?
Yeah, hi. So I think all the three stocks technically are looking quite good from mid to long term perspective. Shipping Corporation has already seen a consolidation, and now if we look at last 2 or 3 weeks, then the volume have started picking up. So I think this should do well over a period of time. And 145 to 150 is the short to medium term targets which you can expect. On the other side, Ambuja Cement also, it's been witnessing some time-wise correction within an uptrend, but we have not seen any high volume sell-off of late. So I think even this stock could be held on. 480 should be the stop loss on the long positions, which is the lower end of the consolidation phase. And on the high side, 580, 570 should be the projected targets for the near term. And I think the third stock was, Sumera, which was the third one?
SCI, Ambuja and Tube.
Yeah, so Tube investments also have relatively done quite well. In fact, in last 2 or 3 months, what we have seen that the stock has not seen any price-wise correction. All the corrections have been more of a time-wise correction. So this stock could be held on, but it could show some time-wise correction in the short term. From a long-term perspective, 3200 is the target projections which the stock can achieve.
Okay, Shaina, what changes do you recommend?
No, I would suggest that all the three stocks, you could exit if you're looking at the shorter to medium term. Basically, I see all of them going into a consolidation phase. Take SCI first. SCI, the government has invited or is likely to invite financial bids. So it's like, a disinvestment on the cards. And they have already started the process of demerging the real estate business. Freight rates are coming off. So I think shipping corporation could see some bit of consolidation going forward from here. Same with Ambuja. Ambuja, the problem is less to do with fundamentals and more to do with 100% of the equity is pledged. So I term it as a very high risk stock, and the business is okay. I think valuations are a little bit on the higher side. So I would say the stock will go into a consolidation phase, and so goes with Tube Investment. So I would suggest you should switch from here for all three if you're looking at the shorter or medium term.
Okay, up next we have Mr. Mahesh CH. He's on the line with us from Visakhapatnam. Hi sir, good afternoon. I believe you have investment in Emphasis. How can we help you?
Madam, I'm a long-term investor, madam. I bought the Emphasis 100 quantity at 2,500 rupees.
Okay.
Now it is 1,930 rupees, madam. Shall I add more or we can exit and another IT company shifted to this?
Okay. Shaina, he is making losses, but he's a long-term investor. What is the probability that he could make his money back? Should he remain invested?
Yeah, I would suggest, after that huge correction that we saw, and also the investor has lost money. But I think from these levels, I think the stock will consolidate and should actually give him a decent return over a longer term. Maybe he can look at dips to add, but not right away. I think the guidance is pretty steady, 15 to 17% revenue growth, YY basis. Orders are strong, 1.3 billion orders are in hand. So you can look to add at dips, not now.
Okay, Ruchit, what about you?
Well, frankly, the technical structure is not looking much positive, even on the weekly or the monthly charts. And within the IT space, if I compare it with the other stocks, then I think Infosys from the large cap IT names and KPIT Tech from the mid cap IT has much better potential than Emphasis over a period of time. So I think even if we look at even if the IT as a sector performs going ahead in next 1 or 2 years, then Infosys or KPIT Tech would show some relative a good outperformance over Emphasis. So my take here would be to take an exit from Emphasis and shift the same amount if he wants to remain within the IT space, then buy Infosys or KPIT Tech instead of this.
Okay, that's the advice on Emphasis. Up next, the query comes in from Anu Agarwal, who has written to us from Gurgaon. She has 500 shares of Asian Paints at about 3,100 odd. She's a short-term investor and wants to know if she should book her losses or she should stay invested. Ruchit?
So hold on as of now because the prices have already seen a correction from 35.50 to 3,050 now. Now the support for the stock is between 29.50 to 3,000. So we might see some more correction, but towards that 3,000 mark. But the momentum readings are now into an oversold zone. So after testing that 29.50, 3,000, I think a bounce back again could be seen towards 3,200, where again she can take a review.
Okay, and final query from Priyanshu Vaghmare, who has written to us from Nasik. He has 500 shares of Manappuram Finance at 69 and another 150 shares of GR Infra at 1100. He's making gains in his investments and wants to know, should he remain invested or should he take his profits off the table? Shahina?
He should remain, in my view, invested in both the stocks. Manappuram, the stock has corrected, and at current levels, it looks pretty decent. And also, the investor has gotten at a good price. So I think he should hold in for some more upside. The stock had taken a beating because of poor numbers that had come out. Also, in terms of the tailwinds that it suffered with RBI putting more restrictions in terms of provisions for NBFCs. But I think things are stabilizing now, so he should continue holding. And GR infra projects, valuation is decent, strong balance sheet. The order book is very strong. It's almost 2 times, in fact, more than 2 times its current revenue. So I think valuations not being too expensive, one can hold.
Okay, Ruchit, what would you recommend here?
And I would recommend to continue holding both the stocks. GR Infra, we have seen that already the prices have recently seen a correction, and any pullback move could take the stock back towards 1350, 1320 range. So one can review around those levels, but for at current levels, I would advise to continue to hold. Manappuram Finance, I think the buying price is quite good, so the margin of safety is quite good in this stock. Considering the buy price, the support for the stock is now around 95 rupees. So we can hold on with the stop loss below 95 for a pullback move towards 112 to 115.
All right, Ruchit, China, thank you very much to both of you for joining in to advise our viewers. With that, we're going to wind up on the show for now. Do stay tuned. The team of Closing Bell joins you next.